Hey guys, Lego Man 7777 doing a review on the brand new Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1. Alright, so just like I said, I picked up this set on January 1st at my local Lego store, and it took quite a long time to actually build this set. We'll get into all that in a little bit. So, ages 14 plus, 75060. The Slave 1 has 1,996 pieces and costs $200. It is Ultimate Collector Series, like it shows on the box. There's a picture of it on the stand, and I will get to that. It goes back to the old golden Star Wars logo. Doesn't have the Darth Vader or the Rebel or any of that jazz on it. So here's a little look at the back of the box. It just shows you the position of the Slave 1 that I have it in now, with all kinds of stuff. There's some features and all of that fun stuff that I will get to eventually. Now this box is very awkwardly designed. I don't have a box anywhere near the size of this. It's like, it's not huge, but then it's kind of thick. It's an interesting box, I can tell you that much. So here is the humongous instruction manual for the Slave 1. It is over 300 pages long, so like I said, it takes forever. The build itself is 300 pages, and then there's a couple extra pages of like about the Slave 1, and it just says how Jango Fett stole this and how the Slave 1 was a prototype by Quad Drive Yards and all that fun stuff, and Jango Fett broke out of prison there, and then he shot a missile from the Slave 1 into the hangar with the other 5 Slave 1 prototypes, and, well, now this is the only one. This is actually a fire spray interceptor, and yada yada yada, all that stuff. And let's see a good, there's a digital model of the Slave 1. Woo. Excuse me. I didn't mean to do that. But let's get on to our couple minifigures that we have in the set. There is 4 and extra item. So first off, excuse me. First off is the brand new Boba Fett. That is probably the most detailed minifigure we have to date. You can see it's got new leg printing, new foot printing, a new torso with details and all of that kind of stuff. I wonder if I can even get it closer. Can you get it closer? No, yes. Anything? Something? No. We're gonna... What are we focused on? I don't even know what we're focused on. Whatever. So he does have arm printing even, which is nice to see. And on the other side, on this cape, it has printing, and the other arm has the same printing as this arm. The yellow and green. Ow, sorry, I had something in my eye. But he has helmet printing. So you can see that little yellow bit right there. A little bit of gray. He's just got a little antenna. This is what his face looks like. Nothing spectacular about his face, and he's got this standard green jetpack. And that's Boba Fett. And he doesn't even say in the box that he's new, but he is a new minifigure. Our next one is just an average Han Solo who's about to be put into carbonate. So, you know, he doesn't have leg printing or arm printing. He just has this torso. He doesn't have any back printing. He's got a dual-sided face. So there's one face, and there's in the carbonate face. He doesn't come with a weapon. He's just there. That's Han Solo. Another kind of boring minifigure, but I like this guy, is the Bespin Guard, who assists Boba Fett in putting Han Solo in the Slave One. As you can see, he doesn't have any leg printing, but he has that gold body printing that's shining, and that's pretty much it for him. Printing wise, he's got a little detail on the back. He doesn't have armor. He comes with a small pistol and does not have a dual-sided face, but he just has a standard face too. And our last minifigure, which they didn't have to put in there, but they did anyway, which was nice, is one of the new variant of the Stormtroopers, and he's not new either. He's still got the same leg printing and the same torso and yada yada yada, and the same head as all the clone troopers. So, the real main minifigure you want to pay attention to is the Boba Fett. And then the last thing is you get a Han Solo frozen in carbonate. But we already know what that looks like from the last Slave One, which came out a while ago. And this set does come with a brick separator. It just, I didn't have enough hands to pick all that stuff up. Alright, so now we can get into the monster set itself. But before we do, this is the display stand. And I may put the set on the display stand just to show some different parts of the set. But I'll do that in a little bit, and I'll read the card in a couple minutes. So, let's move all of this. Let's put Han Solo in the carbonate. So what you do is you just this is Han Solo in the carbonate. Easy, everyone knows how to do that, at least if you have the old Slave One, and it's not too hard to figure out. I just wanted to do that to get that out of the way. So, at first look, the Slave One is huge. It is a massive set. What is it? 7 tall by 17 long by 14 wide. So it's a very large set, and there is quite a few stickers on the set itself. Notably here, here, and down here a little bit, and then on the wings there's 4 on the wings, excuse me. But there is quite a few, so if you're not good at stickers, have someone help you, because they do kind of help aid the set. Alright, so the first feature is you can just pop off this humongous cockpit piece, and we can see the inside of the Slave One. I'm going to see if I can zoom into that a little bit. Kind of zoomed in. I'll move the Slave One like this. There we go. Kind of zoomed in. So anyway, right here, which I don't know if we can see that. Yeah, we can see that. Right here is Boba Fett's 2 dual pistols that he does have. They do give you both. And there's that. That's why he's not holding a weapon, but he is on the box, because they tell you to put 2 of them in here. So regardless, Boba Fett just sits right here. And that's not actually how he sits, because I'm dumb. Boba Fett actually sits like this, and then this little piece comes up like this. And now Boba Fett is sitting in his Slave One, And this does rotate up like this, so you can go into flight mode and all that lovey-dovey stuff that it should do. Okay, there you go. So there's that feature. That it doesn't really do much. It doesn't show you anything, but Boba Fett does need to be in his fighter. So there's the cockpit on top of Boba Fett and all that fun stuff. Let's see, what are we zoomed in? Okay, so you can see some of the detail here that you put on, and this is actually a feature. If you pull this panel out, I mean, you can see in the inside, but it's all black because this is a really solid set. Like, there's not just much free space chilling. There's a little bit here, free space underneath these plates, but other than that, it's a really solid and heavy set. Should throw that out there too. So be careful when if you get this and you're trying to lift it. It is quite heavy, and you don't want to drop it. But when I put it on the stand, you'll see this feature a little better. Is there's actually a gun placement here and on the other side, and I will show that better when you can actually see the guns. But I just wanted to show a little detail there and all that. So I'm going to move the camera down just so we can see a little bit of what the wing detail looks like and just the whole body. You can see some of the stickers and gears and all that fun stuff that you get to build. If we zoom out a little bit, we can see a little more detail over here, and this stuff doesn't open or anything. This is just actual solid built pieces. And this 14 plus thing, it should probably be a 16 plus. There is actually some decently complicated building techniques involved in this set. There's a lot of building different angles and pushing pieces together that wouldn't normally go together, and then connecting them with Technic pieces, of course. But whatever. So at the back, we do have these two guns, and they do rotate 360. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to rotate them 360, but they do. I just keep them like that just because it's easy and I don't have to worry about them or anything. Those are those guns, and we rotate it like this. We can see a little more of the detail. There's an this is the bottom here under this. I'm going to try and shine the light over so we can see it a little better. We're not going to get anything. Oh no. Darn it. I mean, you can kind of see this under panel a little bit, and there's the main feature of this is you just pull this little lever up, and this does lift up to reveal a little tiny clip that you can now see way over here. And this is where you put Han Solo, actually, and he just clips on to that, which you can't see too well, but I'll lift the set up a little bit. So here's Han Solo right here, and you just lift that up and then fold it back in, and he is locked into place. And there's what some of the detail looks like. I know it's kind of hard to see, but and there, it is built complete under here, as we can see as well, with a little panel for that door to open up and down. And I just got to move the light back a little bit just so it doesn't burn me. Alright, so that is it for all of that fun stuff. Now I'm going to try and put it on the stand to show you, what it looks like on the stand, obviously, and like the bottom detail, because there is detail underneath the Slave One that it's sitting on, and you just get a different perspective, and I can show you the gun emplacements and all that all that lovey-dovey stuff that we want to do. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick up your Slave 1, and I guess I will just show the details instead of me trying to fumble. So here's all the detail on the underside of the Slave 1, like the engines and all the bottom detail. There is quite a lot of detail on the bottom. Like I said, you're building at a lot of different angles, so a lot of this is built upside down. And as you can see, as I rotate the ship, the wings, they kind of go with it. Just like, I mean, just like all the other Slave 1s do, but... But like I said, there is some weird building techniques with these things, and, you know, these engines here are kind of fun to build. And what you do is the stand has 4 little prongs, and they go here and then down here. I'm going to try and do that while I'm holding the Slave 1 like this. And you just put the prongs in there, and it should work. This is how it tells you to do it. So there, okay, so it did work. And now the Slave 1 is actually bigger than the view on my camera right now. But there's the Slave 1 on its stand in full glory. All of that fun detail stuff. Alright. So this is the side I haven't shown you yet, detail-wise. But if you pull this up, oh no. Okay. So if you pull this up, you can see it does have a missile placement. And we can zoom in a little bit. So there is the missile placement on that side, and I will rotate it so we can see the other side. After I pull it out, of course. You just easily pull it out, and like that was interesting to build too. These little gun placement things. Alright, so rotating, there's the other gun placement, and that's just easy little, you know, like easy little features to show off. There isn't a whole lot that this set does other than stand on this huge stand, and like it's not connected actually, it's just kind of freestanding based on the stand, and I like that. The stand is really well designed. There's not that many pieces in the stand. Like sometimes you're building a stand, because what they do is when you build a stand, how many times can I say stand in the next sentence? But when you're building it, they build the whole model first, and then they do the stand last. So you finish the set, and you're like, oh, I'm done. No, there's another bag of pieces. But this one actually didn't have too many pieces, so it didn't take that long to do. And all of that fun stuff. But I will take this off so we can see the display card so I can read it. If we can focus, there we go. Now let's see if I can read. So like I said, it was built by Quat Systems Engineering, or Quat Drive Yards, that's the different name for it. It's 21.5 meters long, it has an F31 drive engine, modified Class 1 hyperdrive. Its max speed is 1,000 kilometers per hour in the atmosphere. And it's got a whole ton of weapons that I don't want to read because it's a lot of, you know, you don't want to hear me stumble over words and stuff. That's not cool. And it can carry 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, 6 prisoners, 2 passengers, and 40 metric tons of equipment. Six prisoners. That's a lot of people. But if you read the introduction in the instructions, it said this was a prisoner transport. It was supposed to be manufactured a lot, but in that prison riot with Jango Fett, he broke out and stole this particular fire spray interceptor, named it the Slave 1, and like I said, shot the hangar with the other 5. And this is the only one in the galaxy, which, you know, over time probably isn't true anymore, but you never know. You never know. So unlike other Slave ones where the cockpit spins with the wings, when you flip the fighter, you actually have to manually flip it with this one because they couldn't get that feature connected to the way they built it. You'd understand after you built it. It's a weird looking mess of pieces. And I mean that's about it for the huge Slave 1. It did come out on January 1st, so if you're just seeing this and you had no idea about it, don't freak out. It's only been out for like a day. And it is $200, and it is an Ultimate Collector set, so if you, I don't know what I'm trying to say. If you can't afford it because it's so expensive, don't worry. They're not going to sell out. They're going to have the set for quite a while. They're still selling the Death Star from forever ago. And they still have the Ewok Village available. So this set's gonna be available for quite a while. And like I said, it's only what, today is the second day it's been released. So don't worry about any of that if that makes you worried or anything. But I really like this set. I know I've said I'm not a huge fan of episodes 4, 5, and 6 when I say classic. But maybe now they won't make any more Slave ones. I mean, the one from 2010 was actually a good set, and I thought, I was like, that's a pretty big set. How are they going to make it bigger? They actually did make it bigger. I didn't want to compare it because this is a collector's set, and it really, you can't compare these to anything else. This set is about the same size as the X-Wing, if any of you have that set. And if you don't, then, well, you'll be in a treat when you build it. Because it's quite large. You gotta have a lot of room to store this, because it also stands vertically on the stand instead of the way I have it right now. But that is it for this Slave 1 review. I have some of the new winter sets for 2015. I'll get more, as time goes on, but the set was quite, well, $200 is quite a bit of money, so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. That'd be appreciated. Shows me you guys like them still. Keeps me wanting to do this. And, yeah, stay tuned for some 2015 reviews for like minifigure size sets and all that fun stuff. Like I said again, thanks for watching and see you guys later.